If you've been to a zoo or a butterfly house, you might have experienced seeing tropical butterflies like these, flying freely and enjoying the warm, humid conditions of the greenhouse. You might not think it's possible, but once you know the conditions the butterflies need, you can make a similar setup at home but on a much smaller scale. Over the course of the next few weeks, we are going to turn this structure into a home for tropical butterflies. We'll show you exactly how we did it, how much everything cost, and lots of ways you can try doing the same at home. This setup is ideal for beginners who want to keep butterflies from May to September and try out the hobby before committing to more expensive heating methods, structures or setups. It's late April, and here we are in the garden with an old wooden greenhouse. So this particular greenhouse is 8 feet wide and 6 feet deep. Whatever structure you're using for the butterfly flight area, it needs to be a minimum of a 6-foot cube, but ideally as large as your garden will allow. It doesn't have to be a wooden greenhouse, aluminium and polycarbonate greenhouses will work just as well, as do polytunnels, which are considerably cheaper. The first thing to consider is the location of your butterfly house. Ideally you want the structure to be in a position where it gets good sunlight for most of the day, but is also slightly shaded. This will protect the greenhouse from overheating in hot sunny weather, which can happen very easily in small structures. It will also create microclimates in your greenhouse, allowing shade or sun-loving butterflies to move to the conditions that they prefer. Once you have your structure in place, it's time to prepare the flight area. The first thing that needs to be done is to seal the structure to keep the butterflies in and the pests out. In this case, we are using a layer of fine netting. It's simply cut to shape and stapled into place. For aluminium greenhouses, you can purchase clips to attach the netting to the frame, and in a polytunnel, the net can be inserted between the cover and the framework. Try to make sure all the edges are taut and neat, as if left loose it's very easy for the butterflies to find their way behind it. You might also wish to add a layer of horticultural bubble wrap before adding the net to improve the insulation in the cooler months. But this is usually not needed if the flight area is only being used for the summer. The netting also allows the butterflies to grip onto the sides of the flight area, and it means you can open the vents when needed to cool the greenhouse down without the butterflies escaping. Next, you need to add some form of secure netting to the door, where you'll be able to carefully enter and exit the greenhouse without any of your butterflies escaping. In this case, we're using a magnetic screen door which remains sealed when not in use. It might also be worth adding an additional flap of netting on the inside as a secondary line of defence. That's the flight area secured. Now let's look at how much everything has cost so far. You'll be able to find links in the description for all the items that we've used in this build. So firstly we have the netting, which was a 2 metre by 10 metre piece for £16.99. Then we have the magnetic screen door, which was £13.99. Which brings the total cost so far to £30.98. If you don't have an old structure that you can convert, then obviously the cost will increase. But some quite large polytunnels can be found online for less than £100, so this would be an ideal option. That's everything for this episode. Join us next time when we'll be looking at the heating and humidity and getting those set up.